Welcome back to the player ratings. I'm Dee and I'm joined by Patrick to discuss that nasty performance. I don't even describe that performance.
Oh, no, here we go.
Rather than that performance as a whole, let's talk about individuals in the player ratings. As always, if you do enjoy the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you're new here. And let us know your ratings down below in the comment section. Before we do get into the video, Patrick, quick shout out to our sponsors, Manscaped. Head over to manscaped.com and use the code BOTN to get 20% off plus free shipping. So head over to manscaped.com, support yourself, support the channel, and yeah, great sponsors. So head over there. Patrick, talk about that game, talk about that performance. Let's, the individuals make the 11, and it was an interesting performance as a whole. I don't think any Palace fan out there was happy by the performance. Result all great, but let's start off with the goalkeeper, and that's Jack Butland. I gave him a 6. You gave him a 6. Didn't have much to do. It was as simple as that. I don't think he was at fault for the goal. I think Olise should have probably tracked back. You can see Olise in the highlights. He should have. He was a bit too late, and that's how they scored. Another player that's been on form is Nathaniel Klein, ever since Joe Ward's been injured. You gave him a 7, I gave him a 6. And I want to quickly touch on him in this game because, look, he's only played, 3 games in a very long time. He hasn't had a run of 3 games. God knows. I honestly don't remember when he had 3 games in a row for Palace. Probably under Roy Hodgson, if that ever happened. But in this game, he wasn't the same as he was in the previous 2 games. I have to say, though, we've had a lot of games in a short span of time, and that might have played a part to it. But going forward, I just didn't see enough. Maybe it was the instructions from Vieira. But overall, what did you think of his performance? Because you gave him a 7. You gave him a 7. I thought it was a very average performance.
It's his 4th match in a row because he started against Chelsea. So we've had 4 matches in 12 days. He's played in all of them. I thought it was fine. I mean, the attacking from Stoke really didn't come down his side as much. 87% pass completion, 84 touches, high for him especially. 2 blocks, 2 interceptions. I thought it was solid. You're right. The eye test showed you didn't get forward as much. But I think, again, playing the different system, remember this is not the 4-2-3, it's a 4-2-3-1. I think he was probably told with Adam Roller on the other side maybe not to get as far forward to kind of be more solid defensively. But I thought he was fine yesterday, so that's why I gave him a 7.
Joachim Andersen, a player that we've talked a lot about defensively, going forward, balls over the top. We gave him a 7.5, but there's only one reason for that 0.5.
Absolutely.
And that is that's basically saved us. And the funny thing is, the irony, he saved us in the air by jumping for the ball and winning a header.
Yeah,
all season long we'll be talking about it. But apart from the header, what do you think about his defensive performance yesterday? Because Stoke were attacking all game long.
They were, but I thought he played well. I mean, again, we criticize him for, we all know the best part of his is his passing, the long balls especially. But I thought he was very solid defensively. Again, Stoke, they attacked us, but their strikers, Josh Maja in particular, didn't do anything. Get to Gahey in a second real quickly. Gahey, both of them just kind of shut him down. And again, that clearance, it was massive. It's 1-1 at the time. If they score that goal, it's over there. And with all respect to any other defenders, I don't think Tompkins gets back there and does it, or Kenny does that. I mean, to anticipate like that. By the way, poor by Butland not to either call for that and clear it. But again, Anderson did a great job. Reminds me of the Joe Ward play against Watford, or the play we made against Brighton. I guess it was Dame off the line. But it's a great play. And again, that kind of thing you look back on. If we go further, that's going to be a massive play. So,
exactly. Well, let us know what you guys think about Anderson's defensive performance as of late. Have you guys seen an improvement? Because we've been talking about it here, but I want to know from you guys, have you seen that improvement from Anderson's defensive performance? Forget about the header. I just want to talk about his whole defensive, outlay out there. Mark Gahey, both gave him a 7. Solid display. I think we gave it a 0.5 because of Anderson's 0.5 high for Anderson because of the goal clearance.
I want to add one thing though. 2 matches as captain, 2 wins. So getting the job
We're talking about future Palace captain.
Exactly.
In about 4 months. So,
exactly.
I still counts, but I didn't expect it to be this soon.
This quickly, A
debut for Adam Marola. Don't give him a 6.5, Patrick. What did you think about his 66 minutes out on the pitch? 18-year-old left back, Tyreik Mitchell, and him going to be going out with competition at that spot. Was he impressed?
Listen, he's 18 years old. I thought he did a good job. I really thought, I mean, he was trying to get forward. I think on one of the plays, I watched the whole game again. He was right in the box. I guess it was either a shot that we had or a good opportunity we had. He was in the box. Defensively was fine. I mean, on the goal, I mean, he was involved in there, but it wasn't him that got beat. It was Hughes that got beat by Sawyers who made that crossover for the goal. So I thought, I mean, how could you criticize the kid? And he heard him after the game. I mean, I thought conditions were really poor. The rain, you were there. He says a perfect footballer. I don't know what he's talking about.
Perfect.
I think he just because he's 18 and happy to be out there, and I don't blame him. But for a debut, and we won the match, and I mean, he made a few mistakes, nothing major, and I thought he played really well for his first game. I mean, kudos to the kid. I hope he goes on to a lot more games. Honestly, loved it.
Exactly. From what I saw, look, there were a bit nervy moments,
of course,
and there were some good moments, but he's 18 years old. We need to take a step back and look at his game as overall. He's got the pace, he's very good on the ball, the fundamentals are there. Now it's on us to grow him to be that player that we all know he can be, which I think we will do. The one bit I like from him, I don't know if you saw it, is I think it was in the second half where he just got the ball and he turned the Stoke player, running down the line. That's this. After that, I was like, there is something in him.
Yeah,
of course, defensively, maybe not for the goal, but he could have had a few better moments, maybe putting a tackle. But it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen over time, and it's not easy for him as well, being 18 years old and walking out. But I like his confidence after the game as well.
I agree. I loved him to do. It was good.
But moving on to Will Hughes, 6.5 from both of us. A pretty average game from him. And another midfielder, Cheku Kouyaté, my man of the match. I gave him a 7.5. You gave him a 7. In a game where we had a very, very average performance, I think Kouyaté done a reasonable job. He done a reasonable job in front of defense. Even with his passes, I think he had 91% passing accuracy.
91%, yeah.
And overall, I thought he looked solid in this game. Anything else that you want to add about Kouyaté?
No, great goal. I mean, I'm not used to. I think he scored 3 goals for us. I don't remember the other 2. I'm trying to remember the other 2 goals. I don't remember them. But again, a massive goal at a massive time. I mean, help. Made by the cross by Schlupp that went out to Elise for the corner kick. I like the routine, by the way. Something a little bit different on the corner because I'm tired of seeing the same old put it in there and get it cleared. So no, I mean, and again, I haven't thinking about it. I probably deserve another 0.5 for. I'm probably going to give it to Anderson because of the clearance. But you're right. Cheku had a great game, but again, he's just been rock solid since he came back from AFCON. Before AFCON, he's just, I mean, massive player for us. I never would have said that.
I'm laughing. I genuinely forgot that he scored a goal. I give him a 0.5 without even realizing that he actually scored a goal.
Think about
I was actually talking about his performance out on the pitch. Because look, we're going to talk about reading about Kouyaté, but you could have gave me all day and no way on earth was I going to say this is going to win 2-1 with Kouyaté and Jairo.
No way.
Of course, he did score that goal and probably
and a good finish. A good finish too, by the way.
Exactly, a good finish from him. Now moving on to the 3 behind the striker, starting off on the right hand side of Jordan Knight. You gave him 5.5. I gave him a 6. I thought it was a very average performance. And rather than talking about his performance in more detail, because I don't think he done much. I don't think he offered much going forward. Have you reached your point, Patrick? And let us know in the comments as well. That with Jordan Ayew, and from what we've seen so far since he's come back from the AFCONs, is that he's hit that barrier again. He's hit that barrier where before the AFCONs, he was very excited, going forward, just dangerous. Right. But now that the AFCONs have happened, it's more like, what now? That's what I'm kind of seeing from him. What now? What do I have to achieve?
No, I think you're right. I mean, he had moments in the game, so we're not going to work about the stats because the stats aren't great. But he had moments in the game where he was involved, but there weren't enough of them. And when you're playing as part of that 3 behind that striker, you need to be more involved. And we probably have better options. Eze being one, in particular. Maybe putting Olise out there, maybe moving Eze inside. So there are options. There aren't a lot of options though. That's the thing. We talk about that side of the field. He plays on the right side, right? So think about it seriously. Olise been playing there for him, but not in the 3. You've got Eze, obviously. Let's keep saying it. We've got Eze.
You've got one player that you're not mentioning. Mention him, because I'm gonna do it. If you don't,
Edward.
Raksaki.
Oh, right.
On the right side. How you forgetting about my man?
I forgot about him for a couple of reasons. One, he doesn't play in that position for the 20s. He plays more inside, plays more where Olise is playing. So that's why. It's a great point though. But that's a lot to ask for in a cup game. Put Raksaki in there when you already have a first-time player at left back. Great point though, Dan. Thought about Raksaki. You're right, but I don't see Raksaki getting in there when you've got
Next
experience
season.
of Eze this season. Next season, I'm with you 100%. And actually, he has to get that chance. Maybe even Banks also, who plays another inside and plays outside. But right now, honestly, I'll be honest with you. I think he's playing because there's not a lot of options on that side of the pitch right now. But again, I'm with you. He's fallen off since the AFCONs. He tries to put that shift in. He does offer defensive, but we've got to see more of him. You're 100% right on that.
Elise says 6.5 from both of us. It was a pretty much average performance.
Yeah.
I expected a bit better considering what he done against Chelsea playing centrally, but I thought Stoke's tactics were very good on the day.
They were good. They neutralized him big time. They knew he was the main man, so.
And then Zaha, another average performance from him as well. I don't think he reached the peaks that he has done in other games as well. And then another player, the final player in the starting 11, Mateta. But I gave him a 5.5 in this game. Patrick, I talked about the Mateta hype. I've been talking about the Mateta hype even when we did sign him.
Right.
And look, I'm not denying that he's improved. He has improved under Vieira, but just because he has improved from what he was before, it still doesn't mean that he has to be a first team, striker.
Right.
I think there's better options up there. And in this game, he struggled. And, Benteke, we're not going to talk about him because he only came on for 3 minutes, but quick mention there. In the 3 minutes that he did come on, I feel like he done a bit more. He done more than Mateta than in 90 minutes. So, these players, Mateta and Benteke and Edward, I think Benteke and Edward have to have more opportunities than Mateta. I understand that he's been on form in January and whatever, but these players deserve opportunities as well. And this game was poor. It was poor. I just didn't like it. And I didn't like the substitution. I don't understand how we stayed on for that long.
Yeah, listening to the Vieira comment, I think he didn't want to point out a play. I think he was talking about Mateta, though. I think when he talked, and Ayew, when he talked about, we weren't up for it, we didn't play as well as we can play, we were disappointed in the performance. I think he's talking about, he didn't have to name names. He's talking about people like Ayew and Mateta, and I'm sure they know that. I'm sure he had a private conversation with them. So I'm with you. If he was to start Edward or Benteke next match, I have no problem. Also, I've not had a problem with Mateta playing because, like you said, he had scored a couple of games ago. He's putting good performances. Maybe it's a point where maybe he's a little, maybe he needs a rest. I just said we played 4 games in 12 matches, 4 games in 12 days, mate, and he's played 3 of those 4. Lots of minutes too. You mentioned it when you're at the game. You see how in the beginning of the game he kind of looks like he's getting into shape, and then by the end, he's much better toward the middle. Yesterday he was offside like 2 or 3 times. Could miscontrol the ball in the rain. But again, I have no issue. If we're going to rest him, that's the thing. We have options, though. We have Benteke and Edouard.
We have to use them, though.
And I think he will. I really believe that, seriously.
Oh, hopefully he does. Hopefully he does. Because I was hoping for this as well, and it happened. Moving on to the subs. Jeffrey Schlupp, he didn't start this game in midfield, which was...
I know that made you happy.
Massive improvement. Yeah, because I think we got better options in midfield than Jeffrey Schlupp. But he did come on in the game. You gave him a 6.5. I gave him a 5.5. He came on that left back, then he moved into midfield. What do you make of that sub performance?
I thought he played well. Because again, you have to go back and look at it again. He created a chance for Hughes. Remember, Hughes had a shot that went wide, a really bad shot that he had. That was created by Schlupp. He created a chance for Elise right before the Gyro goal. It was the ball that came from Gallagher on the right, crossed the box. He controlled it, put it back in the box. Elise had that shot. Great save at the near post by the keeper. Led to the corner that we scored the goal on. Again, he had moments. He wasn't on for a lot of time. He had 6 out of 9 passes, 25 touches, 12 touches in 25 minutes. For him, that's a lot of touches. We all know he can, be invisible. But again, for the time it was on, I thought he did a good job, honestly.
Yeah, 12 touches in 25 minutes. That's a lot of touches.
For him, remember the 8 or 9 he had against Man United for like 70 minutes? So
yeah, but that is the problem, though. That is a problem with Schlupp. He doesn't get involved as much. That's why, even for me yesterday, I don't think. But the good points that you mentioned there, I didn't notice them. But
he was involved in stuff. So
mediocre performance. He came on that left back, which was interesting.
But that
Conor Gallagher, I gave him a 6. You gave him a 6.5. I thought it was an average performance from him off the bench. I have nothing really to add about.
Yeah, but his cross led to Gyro's goal. that was him. So again, the little thing that you kind of see when you watch it back, you realize who's involved in the goal. And without those crosses, that cross, you don't score that goal. So again, I thought he came on, gave us a lot of energy, played, was involved in a lot of stuff. Again, the cross that before I thought mentioned for Schlupp, the cross back and stuff like that. I thought, it wasn't in for a long time, but I thought the minutes he was in there for about he played by me 15 minutes. He did well. I thought Gallagher did well. So.
Gyro, he's back. He's back. Gyro Reed is back. from I honestly didn't expect it. I thought the
Purgatory,
subs-
like from
at the
purgatory.
time when the subs came on, apparently people were actually booing. I did not hear
Of
that.
course, I mean,
But
unbelievable.
I was just lost for words. I'm just thinking it's 1-0 against Stoke, and we're bringing on Luca, who's had a good game to be fair in his last game for Palace, and
Right.
Jairo Riedewald. Like, what are we trying to do? But he came on, he scored that goal. My question is, does he have a chance in this Palace side at all?
I hope so. Listen, I'm a big Gyro fan. The guy's got pedigree. You know, we can go back again. Came from Ajax. You know, didn't get a chance at the right card. You know, right card. Oh my gosh, after the ball left. I mean, he's an opportunity, and I feel bad. I had some people saying actually, oh, we're never gonna see Gyro ever play for Palace in the Palace shirt again, which I thought was ludicrous because you know you get injuries and stuff like that. Big up to Vieira for taking that chance, putting him on, and what a time to score a goal. What do you compare about all season, D? We let in late goals. We haven't scored a late winner. Now we get a late win in front of the Homesdale with his right foot. By the way, he's not right foot, he's left footed. Really good finish. Celebration was great. Celebration was brilliant. Listen to the after the match, Adam Roller. What did he say? How much he take him on his wing? Gyro, what great guy is. Guys could sulk, man. Guys could say, you know what? Theo, you're not playing me. Get me out of here. Get me out on loan. The guy's a professional, man. And we've talked about it. We haven't seen him even on the bench of late. For him to come off like that and score the winning goal, man, big up to Gyro, man. He deserves it. I'm so happy. I love him. I hope he gets more of a chance. I don't know where he'd play, but we'll see.
Look, exactly. This when Adam Roller said that, it's one of the things where you realize we don't see what's happening in the training ground. So
exactly, we don't.
Gyro's been like that under Roy as well. He didn't really. I haven't heard him complain. He
never hear him complaining. Exactly, never hear rumors.
So he seemed like an actual good squad player that everyone loves around the team. And sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need that.
All the time. You need that all the time. You're right about that.
Exactly. So good for him to go and score that goal at Solos, considering that he was talking about 2 weeks ago with his friend. He's never felt it before, and he manifested and scored that goal. And then finally, we talk about Luca. Both gave him a 6. There's nothing really to talk about. He just gave him pretty.
No mistakes. Didn't make any mistakes, so help us see out the game.
That's a positive. Hopefully, builds on this. And then we mentioned Benteke as well for the 3 minutes. He was better than Mateta for me, anyways.
I agree. He was
9 minutes. But look, that's it for the player ratings. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, leave a like. And let us know, as I've said at the start of the video, let us know your ratings, whether you agree or disagree with us. Who was we too harsh on? Who was we too overhyped about? I know some of you are going to be commenting down below. But look, we'll be back for the opposition preview that should be coming out tomorrow as I talk to Wolves fan ahead of the game on a weekend. And thank you to Patrick. Thank you for watching. And until next time, up the Palace.